Welcome. On our webinar today, we will learn more about the Child Care Services CCS program and how you can become a CCS contracted provider supporting families with this critical service and benefiting your child care business. The information contained here has been prepared by Civitas Strategies Early Start and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. The Civitas Strategies Early Start team has used reasonable efforts in collecting, preparing, and providing this information, but does not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, adequacy, or currency. The publication and distribution of this information are not intended to create, and receipt does not constitute an attorney-client or any other advisory relationship. Reproduction of this information is expressly prohibited. In today's webinar, we will look a little closer at the Child Care Services CCS program and the benefits of being a provider. We will examine the requirements and expectations of a CCS provider, and we will learn how to apply to become a CCS provider. The Child Care Services CCS program, also known as the Subsidy or Scholarship Program, provides financial aid for child care to families who meet certain income requirements. The purpose of the scholarship program is to help reduce the cost of tuition for families for whom child care might otherwise be out of reach. The result is a stronger workforce and improved access to high-quality child care for more children throughout the state. Serving families who receive a scholarship has many benefits for you as a provider. To serve families in the CCS program, you must have a provider agreement to provide child care services with your local Workforce Solutions office. This webinar will walk you through some of the benefits of becoming a CCS provider and help you to understand what to expect during the application process. Each board differs in their policies and requirements, so be sure to reach out to your local Workforce Solutions office to determine the next steps in becoming a CCS provider. What are the benefits of becoming a CCS provider? There are many benefits of becoming a CCS provider that can positively affect your business, both in the short and long term. Consider the following list of potential benefits. Participating child care providers receive tuition reimbursements directly from their local workforce boards, which is a reliable and steady source of income for your business. Reimbursement rates have significantly risen over the last few years. You can find the current reimbursement rates in the resource that accompanies this video. Participation also allows you to diversify your revenue streams by accepting different sources of income, such as private pay parents' tuition and then tuition reimbursements from your board. This practice of diversifying your revenue streams strengthens your income in the long run. This increased revenue can help stabilize your business, improve the quality of childcare you offer, allow for future planning, desired improvements, and even potential expansion. As a CCS provider, you can participate in Texas Rising Star, the state's quality rating and improvement system, also known as QRIS, which provides benefits to providers including enhanced reimbursement rates, learning materials, and more, who exceed the state's minimum licensing and quality requirements. Your program will also be listed for families, and referrals will be made by Workforce Solutions, which helps boost your marketing reach. As a contracted provider, you can receive technical assistance, support for quality improvements, and other resources to strengthen your business. This is a great way to support low-income families in your community who need childcare to work and whose children benefit from the care that you offer. You can participate in the program knowing that you are supporting families in need. To determine if becoming a CCS provider is right for you, imagine these benefits in action. For example, let's imagine Gina, a home-based provider who feels seriously concerned about her program. Rising inflation rates were squeezing not only her own budget, but her family's budgets too. More and more families were submitting delayed or partial tuition. Gina not only collected less money, but she was spending more money on the increased costs of goods and services. Gina heard about the Child Care Services Program and wanted to ensure that her current enrolled families would have an option for help if they experienced financial hardship. Gina also wanted to provide more opportunities for other families in her community in a similar situation. Gina heard about the Child Care Services Program. She signed up with her board and was able to enroll 3 new families receiving CCS scholarship. This offers Gina the convenient advantage of receiving reimbursements for their tuition directly from her local workforce board rather than having to collect the full payment from families. While she does still collect the parent share of the cost, the bulk of the tuition comes directly from the board. Now that she's at capacity, her budget is balanced. She was able to pay monthly expenses and increase her cash flow. Gina found that her business was more sustainable. Improvements that she needed to make to her facility were now possible, and most importantly, she now had the ability to make purchases that could improve the quality of childcare she offers. As she began making improvements, families were noticing the change and were remarking how impressed they were with the enhancements to her program. Gina is embracing the positive impact that she is making in the lives of the children and families she serves, which would not have been possible without the scholarships. As Gina found, becoming a CCS contracted provider not only helped her business thrive, but also allowed her to serve families of diverse income levels. We recommend that you take a look at these benefits and apply them to your own business situation. Make a list of pros and cons to guide your next steps. Remember, you can always reach out to a business coach for more help at childcare.texas.gov or contact with your board for more information. The 28 local workforce development boards across Texas administer child care services programs through local workforce solutions offices. While each board differs in their approach, there are 3 basic requirements for becoming a contracted provider. Interested child care providers must have a current license or registration as a child daycare center, not a residential program, a licensed daycare home, a registered family home, or a youth camp with the Texas Department of Health and Human Services, HHSC, must not be on applicant status, the United States Military Service, or the Texas Department of State Health Services. You must also not be on corrective action or adverse action or corrective denial with any of the listed agencies, and you must have established a satisfactory compliance history with the agencies previously mentioned. Boards may also consult with other programs, such as the Child and Adult Care Food Program, the CACFP, within HHSC, to ensure that satisfactory compliance is established. Providers must sign a provider agreement to become a CCS provider. Because the application processes vary by workforce development boards, you should contact your local workforce development board for more information if you are interested in applying. Generally, providers can expect to complete an interest form and speak with a representative from the board to review required documents, discuss participation requirements, and sign provider paperwork. In addition to the provider agreement, providers must attend a program orientation. To learn how to reach your local workforce board, see the resource accompanying this video. Participating providers must adhere to a provider agreement. In the provider agreement, you must provide the published rates you charge to private pay families. Documentation of published rates may be from a page in your parent handbook, posted on a flyer, or provided on your business letterhead, and must be signed and dated. The rates must include the amount charged for each age group you serve, for example, infants, toddlers, preschool, school age, and include both full-time and part-time rates for each group. In addition to your rates, you may be required to document any fees that you charge families and note when they are charged, such as annually or quarterly or one time only. A few examples of fees are enrollment or registration fees, supply fees, activity fees, and or transportation fees if you offer transportation. Other required documents that you will need to provide are a copy of your child daycare license, permit, registration, or listing, or documentation that you are operated and monitored by another applicable agency, such as the United States Military Service or the Texas Department of State Health Services. A list of the scheduled days that you will be closed for the 12-month period beginning with the month of your provider agreement, a direct deposit authorization form with an attached voided check or a letter from your bank with your account information, and a completed W-9. Many boards will have a handbook or their policies will be outlined in the provider agreement. Here are a few of the requirements that reflect the typical requirements you may have to meet and maintain to continue the agreement. Always maintain the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services DFPS minimum standards. Report any changes in the location, licensing status, or general operation of the facility to CCS. Supply requested documentation during Texas Rising Star monitoring visits And you cannot currently be on corrective or adverse action with childcare licensing while participating as a CCS provider. You will learn more from your specific provider agreement. However, here are some typical requirements of the types of documentation you will need to collect. Keep records on all enrolled child care services children. Report attendance not recorded by the child's family. Collect and document the family's fees and report any non-payment of fees. For more information on the CCS program, please reach out to your local Workforce Solutions office. A list of their websites and other helpful information is with this video. Making the decision to apply for your local CCS program is a big one that can have significant long-term benefits for your business. While you determine what choice is best for you, know that you can reach out to a childcare business expert to help you along the way. Visit childcare.texas.gov, where you will find links to business resources in English and Spanish, as well as form you can submit to request free business coaching. Coaching services are also available in both English and Spanish. Thank you for your time today.